The alley behind the abandoned textile factory had become Noah Reed's fortress against the world. At 14, he had learned that survival meant choosing the right shadows. Tonight, the cardboard boxes he'd flattened into a makeshift bed did little against the November cold seeping through his threadbare jacket. Noah pulled his knees to his chest, trying to conserve warmth. His stomach had stopped growling hours ago. The half-eaten protein bar in his pocket was his emergency reserve. The sound came just after midnight, a high-pitched keening that didn't belong to any cat or urban wildlife. He tensed, every instinct screaming at him to stay hidden, but the sound came again, weaker this time. Desperate, Noah crept toward the noise, moving through the alley with practiced silence. The sound led him to an industrial dumpster, and there, wedged between the metal container and the brick wall, was something impossible. The creature was no bigger than a house cat, covered in scales that shimmered deep crimson fading to gold. Its wings, translucent as paper, were crumpled against its sides. One appeared broken, bent at an unnatural angle. The creature's eyes, ancient and intelligent, fixed on Noah with desperate hope. A dragon. A real, actual dragon. Noah had seen the news reports. 6 months ago, the first portal had opened above Geneva, and the galaxy had come pouring through. Alien species made contact with Earth. Dragons, it turned out, were near the top of the galactic hierarchy. Ancient, magical, capable of living for millennia. Their hatchlings were worth fortunes on the black market. This one was dying. Noah could see it in the creature's shallow breathing, in the dull quality of its scales. Dark blood spread beneath it, glowing faintly blue. "Hey," Noah whispered, crouching down slowly. "It's okay. I'm not going to hurt you." The dragon hatchling tried to hiss, but it came out as barely more than a wheeze. Noah recognized that exhaustion. He'd felt it himself on the worst nights that he looked around the alley. Empty. Whoever had dumped the creature here, poachers, probably, hadn't stuck around. Which meant Noah had a choice to make. The smart thing would be to walk away. Getting involved with dragon trafficking could bring down attention he couldn't afford. Best case, he'd end up in foster care again. Worst case, well, traffickers didn't leave witnesses alive, but Noah looked at the creature's eyes and saw himself reflected there. Another castaway that the universe had chewed up and spit out. "Ah, hell," he muttered. He shrugged off his jacket, his only protection against the cold, and gently wrapped it around the dragon hatchling. The creature struggled weakly, then went still, trembling against the fabric. Noah scooped up the bundle carefully. The dragon was surprisingly light. He could feel its rapid heartbeat through the jacket. "I've got you," Noah said softly. He knew exactly one place that might help. The Interspecies Relations Center on 5th Street. The walk took 20 minutes, the dragon making small, pained sounds every few minutes. The center was still lit despite the late hour. The security guard, a centaurian with blue skin and 4 arms, looked him over with distaste. "We don't have any handouts, kid." "I'm not here for handouts." Noah unwrapped the top of his jacket, revealing the dragon's face. "She needs help." The guard's expression transformed to shock. "Inside now?" Medical team to the lobby, code crimson. The next hour became a blur. Medical personnel descended on them. They tried to take the dragon from Noah's arms, but the hatchling clung to the jacket, making distressed sounds. "She's imprinted on the human," one doctor said. "We'll need him to stay during treatment." So Noah sat in a medical bay while doctors worked around him. They set the broken wing, administered glowing medications, hooked up monitoring equipment. "She'll live," the lead doctor finally announced. "Thanks to you." Another hour, and she would have been gone. "What's your name, son?" "Noah." "Noah Reed." "Well, Noah Reed, you just saved the life of Emberlyn, daughter of the dragon matriarch of the Outer Rim territories." "It means," said a new voice from the doorway, deep and resonant, "that you have earned a debt that can never be fully repaid." Noah turned. The being in the doorway was easily 8 feet tall, covered in scales that shifted through every color of fire. Her eyes were the same ancient gold as Emberlyn's. The dragon matriarch crossed the room and knelt before Noah. "You gave my daughter your last comfort," she said softly, touching Noah's ragged jacket. "Your only protection against the cold. You risked yourself for a stranger. This is the essence of what your species calls humanity." She placed one massive hand on Noah's shoulder, and warmth spread through him. chasing away cold he'd carried for so long. I am Pyralitha, and I claim you as kinbond to my daughter. You will want for nothing again, Noah Reed. Noah looked down at Emberlyn, who had fallen into peaceful sleep, tiny wisps of smoke curling from her nostrils. He thought about his empty alley, his cardboard bed. He thought about how easy it would have been to walk away. I couldn't just leave her, he said simply. That Pyralitha's laugh was like distant thunder. No, you couldn't. And that, young human, is why the galaxy will one day learn to fear and respect your kind in equal measure. You choose compassion when it costs you everything. Come, Pyralitha said. Let me show you what it means to be family to dragons. Noah stood and followed the matriarch, leaving his old life behind. For the first time in years, he found himself believing that tomorrow might actually be worth living for. Behind them, monitors showed Emberlyn's vitals growing stronger, her scales beginning to gleam with returning health, and wrapped around her small form was a threadbare jacket that had once been a homeless boy's only shield against the world. Now a testament to the moment when one small act of kindness had changed two lives forever.